With each new league, it feels like GGG are trying to nerf the very controversial self-curse buff stealing playstyle. But in 3.12 Heist League, they introduced a replica unique that makes self-cursing a lot more accessible than it used to be, even to the extent where you don't require the use of curse effect cluster jewels. Now, quick disclaimer, this is going to be a video about self-cursing and buff stealing. If you completely hate that playstyle and you despise anyone who uses a headhunter, this just isn't going to be the video for you. For those of you who are still interested, stay tuned. Okay, so for a quick rundown on what I'm referring to when I talk about the whole self-curse buff stealing playstyle. When you use items that allow you to steal buffs off of enemies you kill, you usually only have those buffs for a few seconds. I think it's around 20. But temp chains reduces the expiration time of effects on you. So if we're able to curse ourselves with temp chains, we can make those buffs last longer. And if we scale curse effect, we can extend this duration even more, and we can have those buffs up to about 4 times their usual duration. So currently in League 3.13, the curse effect mod you want to aim for 4 times duration on the buffs that you steal is 2.75 curse effect, or just 175% increased effect of your curses. Since there are only so many sources of increased curse effect in Path of Exile, achieving this 2.75 curse effect mod was usually only achievable by using a few curse effect medium cluster jewels. But in the ritual update, GGG nerfed the amount of curse effect granted by the small passives on the curse effect cluster jewels, down from 5% to 3% increased effect of your curses, making it even more difficult to achieve this cap with cluster jewels. Now, in Heist League, GGG announced the Replica Doedre's Damning Ring, which gives increased effect of your curses on the ring as a stat. Now, the really cool thing about this is that you can use imbued catalysts, the caster catalyst, to increase the curse effect roll on that ring. And on a perfect ring, with 20% increased quality of the caster modifiers, you can hit 42% increased effect of your curses. Now, to put it into perspective how crazy this is, if you use an absolutely perfect I-84 6 passive curse effect medium cluster jewel with the dark discourse notable and 35% increase effect of your small notables, that only gives you 26% increased effect of your curses. That means that if you use 2 perfect Replica Doedre's Damning Rings, it gives you even more curse effect than 3 perfect 6 passive medium curse effect cluster jewels. And at the time of recording this video, there's only one of those cluster jewels on the market, and it goes for around 10x. Now let's say you're not using the perfect medium clusters. Let's say you're just using 6 passive dark discourse increased curse effect medium cluster jewels. Switching over to the rings instead of the medium cluster jewels would save you around 20 passive points. And even if you had the best in slot GG cluster jewels that I just talked about, you'd still be saving more than 15 passive points. And this is without counting the jewel sockets. Now, unfortunately, these rings come with their own unique downsides. And the first being, you pretty much lose access to your ring slots. You can't have rings with nice life rolls, you can't have rings with nice elemental resistances, you can't have nice damage rings, you can't have curse on hit rings, no synthesis rings as well. But in some builds, I do feel that the extra 20 skill points that you free up are still gonna more than make up for that specific loss. The second downside introduced by using these rings is that each ring reduces your max curse limit by 1. And you need at least a curse limit of 1 to be able to curse anything, including yourself. Now, luckily, there are a few sources of an additional curse. The first being Malediction from the Occultist Ascendancy, Whispers of Doom on the passive tree, Awakened Hex Touch support, which is a little bit more expensive, the Cosprey's Wool unique chess piece, and if you're really rich, an additional Curse Corrupt on the Solstice Vigil. There definitely are more ways of increasing your curse limit, but they don't fit this build. So the first one being the Windscream Windshriek boots. We can't use them because we need Calm's roots. And then if you think about Vixen's Entrapment gloves, we need Shackles of the Wretched to reflect our curses, and Precursor's emblems are also out because both of our ring slots are already taken up. So at the start of the video I claimed that you could achieve 2.75 curse effect without the use of any cluster jewels. Now this is my self-curse occultist penance brander. It's what you'll be seeing in the background of this video. And if we quickly go to calculations, we can see that our temporal chains applied by Herald of Thunder does have the 2.75% increased curse effect mod. Now let's see how I did this. So first of all, we are an occultist with malediction. That gives us 15% increased curse effect, and it also gives us the 1 additional curse, bringing us up to 2 curses. Then we get skittering runes with an intuitive leap. If you path to it, you'll get an extra 5%. We then get Whispers of Doom for the 3rd curse required to be actually able to curse anything, and then we also have these 2 curse effect notables right here. As I think that's all for the tree. If we quickly take a look at the items, we have the 30% Temporal Chains Curse Effect enchant on our helmet, and then we have the 2 Replica Damning Rings. As you can see, mine aren't even perfect, mine are 1 off of perfect. And then for skills, we also have Temp Chains, quality 20, and Herald of Thunder, Hex Touch, also quality 20. And this is what you need to achieve 4-time duration of the buffs that you steal off of enemies. And that's pretty much all you need to know. I feel like the introduction of these rings were a pretty big buff to the whole self-curse playstyle. If you want to go out and try it, buying perfect rolls with already qualityed rings are gonna cost you about 2 to 3x at the time of recording this video, but in all honesty I just buy a 1 off or a 2 off perfect roll off of the curse effect modifier and just catalyst it up yourself. It's gonna cost you absolutely next to nothing. So if you've ever been interested in this self-curse playstyle, I think this is a very good time to jump into it. Or if you're already self-cursing, maybe swap out these and see if your build can actually do it this way, if the change of ring slot doesn't affect you all that much. Like I said, it's about 15 to 20 free passive points that you get back. Thank you so much for watching the video. If you enjoyed this video or any other videos on this channel, maybe consider subscribing if you haven't already. And on that note, if you have any unique build ideas or you just want to hang out, I'm live on Twitch. Link in the description if you want to give that a follow. And also my real life responsibilities have quieted down quite a bit, so I'm gonna be able to do the whole streaming and content creation thing a lot more reliably from now on, so keep your eyes open. And yeah, thank you so much for staying with me to the end. I'm Sniz and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.